Okay, Power Book 2 Ghosts, Season 2, Episode 4, Getting These Ends. The episode starts out with Carrie waiting in the woods, it looks like, for Zeke to show up apparently. But little do she know, she gets her back window bust out, and it was actually Monet. Monet points the gun at her head and was like, "You got my motherfucking nephew in this bullshit of yours? Did you kill that professor?" Harry tells Monet, "No, actually I was with Zeke that night, and that's what I told the police. And when Zeke got down to the police station, he lied and told them that he wasn't with me." And Monet said, "You gonna clean this shit up, bitch. You gonna find out who killed this professor. This is not an option. You work for me now." Monet tells Carrie if she fucked this up, her job isn't the only thing that she got to worry about losing. What a shitty day for Carrie, because not only did she met up with Monet that night before, but now she has to meet up with the dean at the school. And when she gets down there, she see Detective Whitman. She asks him, "What is he doing down here?" He's like, "The dean called me in." "What are you doing here? Did he find out about your mentorship program?" When Carrie and Whitman gets inside the dean office, Steinman and Tate is there. Now, my thoughts is, I don't know if I mentioned this on my last review, when Tate was eavesdropping in on Carrie and Whitman's conversation, I think that since he's a man that he knows many people in control, like his brother who just got appointed investigator, that he pulled these strings because, he's trying to get into Carrie's panties and to get Steinman to come up there. We know that Steinman is invested in Tariq finishing school so he can get some of that trust fund money. At which Simon summons Detective Whitman there to tell him that he's starting a bunch of confusion up there. "And why are you here?" Simon said that Whitman is tarnishing the brand of the school and their star player. The dean wants to know, why would he think that Zeke Cross would harm Jabari Reynolds? Tate said, "Yeah, he doesn't have a background. He doesn't even have a ticket. Why is he your prime suspect?" Simon tells Whitman, "Look, if you have evidence, arrest him already." Carrie he has no evidence. Whitman said, "But I got a motive." Tate asks Carrie, "Well, do you have any suspicions on what Zeke's motive may be?" Carrie said, "Yeah, I wanted to talk to Detective Whitman about the GTG gang member that was murdered and a potential drug pipeline operation that's going on here that Jabari was writing about." I thought this was very stupid of Carrie to mention, because even if it doesn't lead Zeke to the murder, it would probably involve Zeke with the messy CTG murder. So either way, you're involving him in mess, and she just should have kept her mouth shut. But maybe she's thinking that if she keep working with them, because of right now, Tate is helping out. Because remember, Carrie was helping out with finding, investigating the murder on campus. So now it's going to be Tate who's going to be helping out. And maybe Carrie is thinking that if she continues to help out, that she would clear Zeke's name somehow for Monet. They ordered an immediate sweep on the dormitories, and Simon tells him that if they do not find anything, that he need to pack his stuff up and get the hell up out of there. Whitman says to Simon, "I don't take orders from you." Simon says, "Everyone takes orders from me, and I'll let the commissioner know that when we have dinner later on tonight." After the meeting, Tate catches up with Carrie, and he lets her know, "Look, I heard your conversation with Detective Whitman the other day." And she's like, "Well, since you was eavesdropping, you know that Zeke is innocent and that Whitman is trying to pin this on me because me and Zeke was together that night." Tate said, "I wonder why Detective Whitman is so trying to pin this on you. Y'all got history, don't you? This is a messy situation. One dude in the ground, one dude going to jail, and Captain America sit right in the middle." I'm more intrigued. Harry said, this isn't about me. This is about you. Look at how heroic you would appear if you help prove Zeke's innocence. That's how you win elections. Tyree goes down to McLean's office because he got to clean up this shit with Zeke getting arrested and make sure he don't get charged. And he needs McLean to make sure Zeke doesn't get charged. And McLean tells him that Monet said he doesn't need representation. Tyree tells McLean, look, they found a weapon down at the murder scene. Don't ask me how I know this. And Sax is like, what you say? How you know this? And McLean like, look, he said don't ask. McLean says to Tyree, it sounds like that you're trying to say that the NYPD is trying to cover up something. Tyree said, yep, that's what it sounds like. Run that story, get them to back off, and stop them from arresting Zeke. Sax want to know why Tyree cares so much about Zeke. In this case, Tyree tells him, look, keep Zeke out of trouble, I get to stay in school, and I'm going to do everything to protect my future. Monet will do anything, pay anything to protect Zeke's future. So you keep that in mind. Sax is concerned about how Tyreek knows about this magical gun. McLean tells him you need to keep fucking Jenny and see if that's true. McLean meets up with Monet down at her bar and he needs $1 million. He's not playing no negotiations. Monet reached in her safe for the money and it's bare. No money is there. So McLean is like, is something wrong? Monet said, you'll get your money. This make this shit go away. McLean tells her, look, I can't promise that, but if you get my money in 3 days, I got you. Monet meets up with her contractor. She done chopped this man's ear off, and she's like, where's my motherfucking money? You went in my safe. Who the fuck got my money? This man is like, I don't know. I do not know. He tells Monet, I'm going to get your money. Monet said, I thought you ain't have it. Which is it? He's like confused. He just want to live. Monet asks her again, do you got my money or not? And he tells her, no, I don't have your money. And she shoots and kills him. Now, Monet, if you think this man got your money, how you going to get it now? But me personally, I don't think that man got her money. Monet goes home and she gathers all her brats around the table and she's going off because she went down the bar. The money wasn't there. And like I said, Diana took that damn money. The way she's looking all guilty and convicted. Yeah, she took that money. They trying to figure out who could have took the money. And, Drew mentioned the contractor. She's like, yeah, I got in his ass. He don't know. Now he dead. So whatever. It's whatever now. Diane over there looking stupid. She tells them, look, McLean needs $1 million in 3 days. And they like, $1 million? Auntie, I don't want you paying that for me. No, if it's going to help you with getting that draft, we need to pay him. Diana like, yeah, he the best. He got Tyreek mom off of that, and she definitely was involved with that. Yeah, that's why you took that money so he can get your father out. So Monet tells them that they all need to pitch in and get money however they can, and she wants Drew to stay home with Zeke. And Drew is like, what? Me babysitting a grown-ass man? I could do way more than this. And I'm like, what the hell does Zeke need a babysitter for? And like I said, she did take the money. She's up there paging McLean, asking him, can he put it towards Zeke's case? He said, absolutely not. Your father's case is already in motion, honey. No. Kane goes to see Mecca and let him know that he has to pause business with him. Mecca wasn't too happy about it, and he asks what's really going on. Kane tells him about Zeke and how he got jammed up. So Mecca gave Kane a lick, and he told Kane whatever he make after $50K, he can keep to put towards Zeke's lawyer. Kane goes to the dorms and he suckers Brayton into coming along and doing a job with him. And Brayton, the adrenaline junkie, was excited to go. Brayton is the driver and he is sitting waiting for Kane outside of one of the spots that Mecca told him to hit off. When a goon walks up to Brayton's car and started to question him, he said, you lost? Who you know in here? Brayton said, you know, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. So the goon was like, get out. And as soon as he said get out, Kane saves Brayton's life, coming out, shooting the goon dead. Brayden Benz is riddled in bullets, yet he is having the time of his life. Monet puts on her ask me for something, hair, nails, and clothes, and go down to see Lorenzo. Lorenzo already knew what time it was. Lorenzo asks Monet, what do you want, Monet? Monet says, Zeke lawyer needs $1 million and I need you to sign over the house. Now, you only have 2 feet. And normally we were born with 2 feet. Lorenzo is so taken back that he has 6 feet, okay? He tells her absolutely not. Monet said if it was one of our kids, you would do it. And Lorenzo said, yeah, but it's not one of ours. So, look, you better take that money from the bar. No one told Lorenzo that money is gone. Zeke is back at the house going crazy, watching the news reports about him. And Drew hit up Everett and asks him, would the team be willing to help Zeke out? Everett texts him back, what do you have in mind? Drew run his hot ass up Stansfield. When he gets there, him and Everett had some good old makeup sex. And we find out that Everett convinced the rest of the team to do a strike until Zeke is put back on the team. Everett also come clean and tells Drew that he mentioned his name to the police when they were interviewing all the students. Drew was upset and he left. Everett is going to find his ass dead if he keeps on doing the same thing. He is too green. Don't you see what's in front of you? Don't you see this is a whole drug operation and you fucking with this nigga? Everett needs to read the room real fast or his ass going to be dead. And that's what I'm thinking. Everett going to find his ass dead. Now, Diana links up with Effie, and they put their best shit on, and their plan is to do some boosting. They're going to have to scam the whole entire department store to bring some real cash in. Like, come on now. But whatever. Effie is talking to Diana, and she says, Di, you smart. If you want to go back to school, you should just go. Zeke is going. And Diana tells her, we don't do that in our family. Zeke has a different set of rules. And she said, what's up with your parents? Do they know what you're doing? Effie tells Diana, I leave my parents alone and they leave me alone. I'm on my own. Effie says to Diana, when I met you with Tyreek, I wasn't trying to say don't fuck with him on some jealousy type shit. Tyreek just isn't to be trusted. Diana said, I'm not sweating Tyreek. I want my first time to be with the right person. Although I agree that Tyreek isn't ready for a serious relationship, I thought it was kind of fucked up of Effie to say that about Tyreek, being as though she was the one really that snaked him. In ethics class, they're discussing their assignment on whether or not the ends justify the means. Tate says to Tyreek, I was a little disappointed in your argument. You didn't answer the question. And Tyreek said, because the question was flawed. If you're doing it right, shouldn't nobody worry about how you did it? Harry tells them, well, a lot of you thought that it was okay to cross ethnical lines as long as it was benefiting someone else rather than yourself. Lauren said, I just feel like even if you love somebody, it's certain boundaries you just shouldn't cross. So Tyreek asks his boo, so what if it was to protect yourself? What if the ends justify the means in a life or death situation? Lauren said, I don't know. I guess I would have to be in that situation to find out. Well, honey, you're in this situation. Lord knows you will find out soon. Okay, we know that Whitman has a hard on for Zeke. He just knows that Zeke has murdered Jabari. Now, Kamal Tate comes in. He comes in as detective investigator to help out with the case. So Whitman doesn't like this. He's like, this is no coincidence that your brother is down at the college, Councilman Tate, and then here you go coming up in here. That's no coincidence. Small is like, let's just try to work this out and find the killer. He asks Whitman, what makes you think that Zeke is the killer? Well, because his alibi doesn't check out. It's bullshit. And anybody with some sense would know that. Kamal tells him, look, in your report it said it was Ramirez's gun was found at the scene. You don't know where Ramirez at. Until you can find Ramirez and connect Ramirez with Zeke, you have no case. Jenny is there and she's like, Whitman, I'm sure it's something that Kamal can help you do. Whitman tells come on, you know what, it is something. Your buddies down at Stansfield is conducting a narcotics investigation, and you can go down there and interview all the students that was caught with narcotics. And one of those students was Lauren. Remember, Brashonda had put those pack of pills and weed in her drawer. Now, they didn't ask about the weed. They are concerned about the pill. Shout out to marijuana being legal. Not in all 50 states, but soon it will be. Lauren is no snitch, and she's not. She tells Kamal she doesn't know where those pills come from. Professor Curry comes in and she's like, if Lauren said that she doesn't know, she does not know. Lauren is an honest student, not a criminal. Kamal Tate does not give one fucks about being an honest student. He said he will shake every Ivy League student up in this motherfucker to find out what's going on. Professor Curry and Tate steps out into the hall, and Curry finds out that Kamal is Tate's brother. So now her tune changed for whatever reason. I don't know. I guess I'll find out later. But I noticed that her tune changed. And so she is like, look, if you want to get these students, you can't get them like that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think Carrie is trying to get back on the team to investigate, because remember, she has to find out some information for Monet. Tells Kamal her background in law enforcement, and she says that maybe she could get Lauren to talk. But if she does get Lauren to talk, could he make her record go away? And so they made a deal, and now she's back on, and she's trying to get Lauren to talk. And that's some dirty shit, and she's going to get Lauren ass in some trouble to save her ass. Carrie put on her kind demeanor, and she goes in there with Lauren, and she's like, Lauren, you need to tell them something. You know, if you get charged with this could mess up your whole future. And Lauren is like, I don't know anything. And we know that Lauren is innocent. This is not her drugs, and she didn't even ask for Shonda to leave her anything. But this is why it's important, no matter what, to tell your children in any situation, do not talk to law enforcement. Tell them that you want a lawyer. Curry tells Lauren, maybe you can talk to some of your friends. They will give you a wire. Lauren said, what? They want me to record people? Can't do that. Curry tells Lauren if she do this, her record will be, she could walk away with a spotless record. Her parents wouldn't have to know. It could also help in finding Jabari's murderer. You do want to get justice for Jabari, right? I mean, I would have said, I don't got nothing to do with that. Well, child, Lauren got suckered in, and she was like, yes, I do. And she agrees to wear a wire, which they put in a Rolex watch. Seems kind of phony to me, but okay. Drew is returning back home, and Zeke is out sitting on the porch, and a reporter comes up, and he's asking Zeke all these questions. So the reporter asks Zeke, since his uncle is in jail for manslaughter, is it fair to say that murder runs in the family? Now, I thought after sex, when you let one off, you're more relaxed and calm. Well, I don't know what the hell went wrong with Drew, because he went slapped the fuck off on that reporter, knocking his ass out to the ground. Okay, everyone meets up for the family meeting, and they don't have enough money. They only have $250K. Kane tells Monet, chill out, I got a lick tonight. Monet said, thank you, Kane. Will that lick be $750,000? That's what the fuck we need to pay Davis off. And Drew, who the fuck told you to leave out here and come back here and knock that reporter out? So Drew done had enough. I forgot to mention, I don't think I mentioned that earlier in the episode, when not only did we find out that the team members went on strike, but also that team set up a GoFundMe, which raised the most money out of the $250,000. Drew is pissed the fuck off. He said, fuck this shit, and he walks out. And in walks Davis, and Davis wants his money. He also settled a deal with the reporter that if Zeke does a interview with Jamel Hill, that they will drop the assault charge against Drew. Tariq is having a visit with his conservatory, and he finds out that his grandmother was spending a lot of money on alcohol. Tariq is like, look, my father set this up because he thought that you would be able to make sure that his children is fine. And if you can't do that, then I will have to find another person. Tariq is now back at home stressing over that when Brayden walks in. And Brayden, him and Tariq been missing each other. And Brayden tells Tariq to keep Lauren out of their business. And I don't blame him. Tariq tells him, look, we spend time in Lauren's room and she has no clue about what's going on. So, you don't have to worry about me telling her anything. But I got bigger fish to fry. And he shows Brayden, Tariq had went inside the liquor store and got some evidence, video evidence of his grandmother buying alcohol, spazzing out on Yaz. Just a mess, okay? So being the friend that Brayden is, he said, you know what? Okay, we gonna chill, kick it like old times, so ease your mind. But then he gets a text from Kane saying he got a lick. You ready? You down or what? Of course, Brayden goes. Brayden and Kanan take their stupid ass to a jewelry store and robs the jewelry store. When it all went down, the clerk was reaching for his gun, and Brayden spotted and hit that man with that gun, knocking him the fuck out. And then on the way out, he like, my gun jammed, and Kane was like, yeah, because I ain't need you to be killing nobody. And I thought that was the only smart decision Kane has made since this series has begun. Sax and Jenny is doing what they do, sneaking and linking. Sax really need to do some soul searching, because here's what. Sax has never rooted for the bad guy, never been on the bad guy's side. His problem was he would do a lot of things that was unethical just to take the bad guy down, which is against the law, but let's not ever think that he is going to root for the bad guy, ever. Now, David's been on his ass about doing his part and suckering Jenny into telling him information. Jenny is venting to Sax, trying to figure out what is Tate's motive of having his brother in there assisting with the case. And Jenny gonna say that Carrie is messy. Well, Jenny, honey, you are messy too, and you don't even know it, child. Says to Jenny, instead of trying to figure it out, just give him a call and get on his good side, and then you'll get everything you need to know. So as she go and she makes a phone call to Kamal Tate, Sax goes inside her briefcase and he finds the picture of the gun that was left at Jabari's crime scene. This confirms the information that Tariq gave them. Now, later on in the episode, when everyone gets together, all the investigators get together, Jenny, Tate, and Whitman, they show Whitman that Zeke actually does have an alibi. He was on camera in a store the night of Jabari's murder around the same time. They tell Whitman this clears Zeke. His alibi checks out. And this motherfucker, this crazed ass motherfucker gonna say, not really. This motherfucker gonna say, Zeke paid Ramirez to kill Jabari and Ramirez left town. Really, that doesn't even make sense. Like, really tripping over this bitch, it doesn't make sense. Not someone who has a promising career in the NBA. No. Davis and Tariq goes to Monet's house, and Davis tells Tariq that he doesn't need any more messy referrals from him. He was like, what the fuck? Don't have my money for Zeke's defense. And Diana keeps burning up his phone. Tariq was like, please, you love that money. Davis tells Zeke that he goes over all the questions that's going to be asked at the interview. Tariq briefs Zeke on what exactly to say. Okay, it's interview day with the NBA's Jamel Hill is the interviewer. Everyone is watching. Zeke family is in the back watching. Lauren and Tariq is back at the dorms watching. Carrie and Tate, they watching. The investigators watching. Everybody is watching. This is big news. We also learned that Tate is the reason why Zeke's alibi checked out, because Tate went and got the video from the store around in Carrie's neighborhood. Carrie asks Tate, how did his brother get on the team? And he says, well, that was total coincidence. Yeah, right. Tate is sipping hard trying to get into Carrie's panties. And I really think Carrie will give Kamal the panties first. Interview was going good until Jamel went off script and she asked Zeke about Ramirez's gun that was found at the murder scene. Investigators that's watching, they're like, how the fuck did she know that? Monet darts her eyes right at Kane, like, how the fuck this happened? Jamel continues, if you don't know Ramirez, why did you give the police his PDA card? Zeke said he was a fan. He came to my game one day and he told me to use the card if I ever needed to. Jamel says, well, we checked and Ramirez never been to any of your games. Monet tells Davis to stop the interview and Davis tell her, like, if we stop it, Zeke looks guilty. Jamel continues, the police theory is that you paid Detective Ramirez to kill Jabari. Zeke loses his cool and he walks off. Tate tells Carrie, maybe y'all two need more assistance than I can give. This shit is messy. Lauren over there with Tariq like, what does this mean? Did Zeke really do this? And Tariq says, trust me, no. Ray put on his road runners and he tell Lauren he gotta go. You ain't know where you going. I gotta get back to the money. Zeke walked off, so the interview was over. Davis goes up to Jamel. That's not the questions we agreed to. Jamel said, nigga, I'm a journalist. I don't work for you. After that, Davis gets a text. The DA wants Zeke to turn himself in tomorrow morning. Hey, messy ass thought he was eased up out of there and Monet was hot on his trails. Where the fuck you think you going? We need to talk right now. Monet asks Kane how the fuck the Ramirez gun was found at Jabari's murder scene. Kane comes clean and tells Monet everything that happened. Monet is so heated she slaps the fuck out of Kane because Kane is always fucking some shit up. Kane said, well, I hope you had the same energy for Tariq. He took the kill shot and it was his idea to pin it on Ramirez by planting a gun at the murder scene. This is true and all, but Kane, what would have been the alternative plan? Because if Jabari would have lived, your ass will be on the run right now. So then again, he wouldn't have let Jabari live. He would have finished him off. When they once came to dig up Ramirez's body to ensure Zeke will stay in the clear. And Kane is like, Zeke in the clear? What about me? Monet can gives two fucks, and I can't blame her right now because Kane stayed in some bullshit. And Davis texts Monet and he tells her that Zeke's bill has been paid in full. And we know Dante must have been watching on the news too, child. He came to save his boo. Drew goes to see Everett. Everett is going off because he stood up for Zeke, and after that interview, he believes Zeke is guilty. Drew defends Zeke's innocence. Somebody please come let this boy know that he's fucking with the son of a murderous crime family. I don't know how he hasn't got the hint yet. Drew said he really cares for Everett, so he allows him to ask him anything about his family. So Everett asks him, did your family kill Jabari and does your family sell drugs? Drew said, no, they did not kill Jabari. And the way you went up there running your mouth to the laws, I don't know if I can tell you what my family does. Tells Everett, look, I accepted your thing. I just need you to be down with mine. Are you down or not? Of course, Everett says he's down and they getting on kissy face. And Drew tells him, look, you can't do that shit no more that you did with talking to them people. We can see that that interview got Tariq shook, and it seems like he packing a bag to go on a run. Well, his grandmother come and interrupt that because she got served the papers that Tariq is fighting her for custody of Yaz. She's telling Tariq that everything that happened is because of him, how Raina will be so disappointed in him. And yes, this is true. We know that Tariq was a fuck up, but it wasn't him alone. His mother definitely played a part in this fuck up, this chaos. I would say Ghost played his part. I didn't think that Tariq should have killed him, but he definitely played his part of why Tariq acted out the way he did. His grandmother plans to fight back, and I just think it's a sad situation all the way around, because this is the pot calling the kettle black, if you ask me, because Yaz wouldn't be safe with Tariq, in my opinion, either, because Tariq, you are selling drugs, not no nickels and dimes, which is no different, but You are selling major drugs. That's just not a stable environment. I thought that it would have been better if Tariq would have helped his grandmother out, maybe hired a nanny, put Yaz in different activities, give his grandmother a break. Maybe she would drink more. At the same time, offer her to put her, which he did offer to put her in a rehab. Under these nasty circumstances, she's not trying to hear anything. Tariq goes back to Lauren's room and she's like, where did you run off to? Tariq tells her all the things that he's going through. He just needed to be somewhere. He don't know for sure, but anywhere. And she's like, well, we're here now. And they start to kissing, undressing, and her shirt gets caught up on the watch. So Tariq like, oh, your parents brought you a new Rollie? That's nice. And she like, yeah. And she feel convicted, so she goes and put the watch up in the medicine cabinet. Monet goes to see Dante. What do you think you doing paying $1 million for my nephew's bail? What am I supposed to tell my husband when he finds out that a man paid for my nephew's bail? Dante tells Monet, I don't know. Tell him that he's paying for our son freedom. Bitch, I was like, hold up, wait a minute, wait. Then I'm like, how? Thought Kane was the oldest. Monet said, shit, I'm sorry, I didn't know how to tell you. And Lorenzo said, look, you don't need to explain. You did what you thought you had to do. Them days are over, baby. What I did today for our son, that's nothing compared to what I can do for you now. You don't have to struggle no more. From now on, you can be a lady. And Monet said, I am a lady. Dante said, no, you the woman that you need to be for Lorenzo, not for me. Dante tells Monet he wants to be there for her kids, and their child Zeke. He is in this for life. Monet can lay her burdens down. What y'all think she gonna do? I don't know. Shortly after Kane left Monet from their meeting, Kane had called Mecca. He told him that he can't work tonight. He has to take care of something for his cousin, and then he has to leave town tonight. And Mecca tells Kane to pump his brakes. Doesn't ask Kane what's going on, but he can sense his vibe. And he tells Kane, he asks Kane, is there a fallback person that you can pin this on if something go wrong? So Kane takes his ass up to Stansfield, suckers Braden into accompanying him on a job. Braden thought Kane was going to kill him, and Kane tells him to chill. If you finish this, it's time for you to level up. And Braden pick me dumbass is like, cool. You see that they're at the swamp where Ramirez's body is. Now down at the DA's office, Kamal located Jabari's novel and found something interesting. At the same time, he gets a call to come down. They have discovered Ramirez's body. From the decomposed body, they can confirm that the body has been there for about 2 weeks now. He couldn't ID his face, but they found his ID. Now, this will clear Zeke of both murders. The motive no longer makes sense. Kane and Brayton returns back to the dorm, and Brayton is ill. Kane is laughing because he's the spawn of Satan. Brayton tries to get his stomach to settle, but he couldn't, and he goes back inside the bathroom to the toilet, shutting the door behind him. Brayton is puking his brains out. Kane take Ramirez's badge and place it under Tariq's desk. Crutty. Just like with Ghost and Tommy, how Ghost would only tell Tommy what he thought that he needed to know. If Tariq would have just told Brayden most of the truth, I'm not even saying 100%, but a big part of stressing to him why he need to stay away from Kane would have prevented this shit, because this is some fucked up wicked shit. And that's where the bullshit ends, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.